Hey everybody, I just wanted to share with you guys how I actually managed to still get pretty decent deals here on eBay. So the way you're going to be doing this is looking for basically terms of stuff that's broken. A lot of times people put stuff on eBay that isn't necessarily broken, but they just didn't test it correctly or they really don't know what they have. So anyway, you put in your search terms as you can see on the video here, and then go to your video games and your consoles. Anyway, that's how I just start, and then we'll go to search by newest. And so we just kind of look around and see what's there. And obviously, this wasn't pre-looked at, so this is all fresh. What I'm looking at here, there'll be a couple things that'll catch your attention, but basically, I look for stuff that would be either easy fixes or something that's untested. That maybe the person, like I said, didn't have the correct power supply or whatever. So anyway, gonna kind of look around here for a little bit. And this is basically what I do kind of on a daily basis, maybe in a couple times a day. So here we got like a jungle green N64, pretty decent price on that. It looks like it's missing the lid there for the memory or the RAM pack. Gamers, I see them online all the time actually selling broken stuff. So anyway, pass on that. Usually your N64s, it's generally just a dirty cartridge slot, or they didn't have the RAM pack in to test it correctly. Kind of look at some other stuff here. Not too much else on there. Some other stuff. Lots of PlayStations and PS3s. I try to stay away from the newer stuff generally just because usually it's more complex fix than your older stuff. Decent Zelda, except for the case is a little messed up there. Here we go. The first thing I noticed was obviously the screws aren't in it because the console wasn't or didn't look like it was fully together in the first picture. So apparently somebody took this one apart, it looked like, and so that I really don't want to mess with too much just because you never know what somebody got in there and did to it. Generally a 72-pin connector will fix your old Nintendos. So that's what I usually look for on the original NES. And this was neat. I never even knew this existed, so that's why I looked at this. What it's actually valued at, I have no idea. I had no idea the Vectrix even had that. So that's why I clicked on this. I thought it was really cool. I would love to have that. Yeah, so anyway, I copied the link. Figured I'd send it to some of the guys I know that might be interested in it. I unfortunately don't have a Vectrix. I'd love to have a Vectrix. Okay, moving along. And two, if you do find something that you're looking for and somebody says it's broken or whatever, and it's something that you think you can fix, shoot the seller a message. I mean, worst case scenario, they won't get back to you or say, they're not willing to sell it for less. But a lot of times they'll be willing to sell it for less. They're basically just trying to get rid of it since it's broken and no use to them. But, some money is better than no money. So if you want to shoot them, less than what they're asking, generally they'll take it, it seems, though. Looking around. And two, this isn't going to be for everybody. I mean, you do have to kind of look at stuff, and it has to be stuff that you're interested in. I mean, as far as like something you'd be willing to fix. I mean, you have to be willing to take the time if it is something that's a little bit more drastic. So your Jaguar, those generally have two components that blow out on those. They're very common. It's a voltage regulator, and then I believe it's an audio voltage regulator that get blown out because people use the wrong power supply on them. On the inside cord of a Jaguar, if it's not center negative and it's center positive, that'll actually burn up your Jaguar. So you have to be very careful with those. And you find a lot of them that are broken because of that. Some other stuff here. And it just depends. You know, some days I find a lot of stuff that I might be interested in. Then some days I find literally nothing. But, you know, there's a couple interesting things here so far. I don't ever really look to fix stuff up to sell generally. It's generally for my own collection, so I mean, that's generally what I do with this. Got some pretty good deals and stuff. Now, granted, this was a few years ago. I actually got a Turbo Duo for $40 to $5 that was quote-unquote broken. I cleaned the laser assembly on it, and it worked great. So a Turbo Duo for 45 bucks, can't really beat that. Here's one to look at, especially on your Pokemon games or anything that saves, like a non-working battery. That's literally 2 solder points and a battery to replace. It's nothing. So if you can find a good deal on that. Here we got a Turbo Express. These are notorious for caps failing on them. So doing a cap job on that, if that's something you can do, I mean, you're looking to save 100, possibly even like $150 on those. Seems like I've done several Turbo Expresses just because you know, the caps failed on them. I got them for 50, 75 bucks. It seems like they're going for 200 on up now. Always kind of read the description, and if it's not very, you know, elaborate on what's wrong with it, just contact the person. You know, I sell some stuff on eBay, and you know, I never have a problem with somebody contacting me and asking me, you know, details on stuff. And if you're an honest seller, you really shouldn't. Here we go. Okay, so this is a good deal on a original NES, and this is something to look for too. Goodwill has a lot of stuff on eBay anymore, which is, you know, different. But anyway, their stuff they generally don't really test. That's probably, that console is probably fine. It might have had, you know, the flashing red light, which is just a either a dirty 72 pin connector, or it's going bad, and you know, you could have a NES for, what was it, $33. Looking through some other things here. PS3s and like 360s are always kind of a pain to fix, at least correctly. Got to realize, you know, in your newer consoles, there's going to be a lot more components than there is in some of that older stuff too. Here's something I like to look for: the Majesco Game Gears. Now, if somebody knows what they have and it's Majesco Game Gear, yeah, here you'll see they want a good price for it. That's extremely that's extremely high what these people are asking. But I wanted to kind of see too what they were selling for as of today, because retro game prices, man, they're always going up. And the more people that find out about stuff, it seems like. So okay, so looks like somebody got one for like 50 bucks. Here's somebody that paid almost like 100 for it, you know. And if you don't know, the Majesco Game Gears actually have a better screen in them. The audio definitely isn't as good, but you can actually just take the speaker from another Game Gear and then put it in there, and the audio is significantly better with the original Game Gear's speaker. But anyway, yeah, but then just do a search for Game Gears, and a lot of time people don't know that they have a Majesco Game Gear. So next thing you know, you can get a Majesco Game Gear for like 20 bucks, the same price as the original run Game Gears. You know, save yourself some money. I mean, it's something that you have to have. I mean, I guess pay the money, but I always think it's good just to wait and see what you find, you know. Now, there is so many old Game Gears that you might not find something, but every once in a while you will. Anyway, guys, that's probably going to be the most of what I got here. And I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Hopefully this will help you out, and good luck hunting.